Welcome, Den Dwellers. I'm Scott. Thanks for tuning into the channel where today, in anticipation of Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire, I will be diving into the kaiju world of Legendary's Monsterverse, where I will be ranking the 4 films so far. Guys, these films have captured my childhood imagination, only making me want more from Legendary. I just have so much fun watching these films, so stick around to find out which film reigns supreme, in my opinion. Let's get right into it. At number 4 is 2014's Godzilla. Now, from the moment it was announced that Legendary and Toho were collaborating on a new American version of the iconic kaiju, anticipation ran high among fans of the Big G. It did arrive with a blend of excitement and apprehension with the fans, but it promised a fresh take on the legendary monster while still staying true to its roots. However, while the film delivers on many fronts, the human element falls short, leaving much to be desired. Now, Godzilla follows a familiar premise of mankind facing the threat of ancient creatures that are awakened by nuclear experimentation. Director Gareth Edwards crafts a story that weaves together human drama with the awe-inspiring presence of Godzilla and the other monsters. The story unfolds with a sense of mystery and impending doom, keeping you engaged throughout. However, the human characters, particularly Elizabeth Olsen's forgettable role, failed to leave a lasting impression. Bryan Cranston's emotionally charged performance stands out, but his character's untimely demise in the early stages of the film leaves a huge void that is never fulfilled. Where Godzilla truly shines is in its breathtaking visuals and masterful cinematography. The scale and spectacle of the kaiju battles are nothing short of awe-inspiring, with Godzilla's towering presence dominating the screen. Edwards showcases a keen eye for visual storytelling, capturing the destruction and chaos wrought by these colossal creatures, but with stunning detail. The CGI work is top-notch, immersing us in a world where giants clash amidst crumbling cities and swirling dust clouds. The sound design in Godzilla, whose roar sends shivers down the spine and instills a sense of fear, it is nothing but short of phenomenal. With each creature emitting their own distinctive roars and cries, as well as that of the destruction, it's just great sound design. The score is composed by Alexander Desplat, complementing the action on the screen with his haunting melodies and thunderous motifs. It all works well. While Godzilla excels in its depiction of the larger-than-life monsters, its human characters leave much to be desired, guys. The script fails to provide any meaningful development or depth to most of the human cast, relegating them to mere bystanders in the battles between the Titans. And Bryan Cranston's character was just so underutilized. He was the standout exception in the cast, and I wish that we got more of him in this film. Dr. Ishiro Serizawa, portrayed by Ken Watanabe, offers some insight into the mythos surrounding Godzilla. Godzilla is a visually stunning homage to iconic kaiju, delivering an epic spectacle and heart-pounding action when there was some. This film just lacks in Godzilla. But the film falters in the handling of the human elements when it comes down to it. It gave us forgettable characters and lackluster development. It just detracted from the overall film. But despite its flaws, Godzilla remains a serviceable addition to the kaiju genre, setting the stage for future installments in Legendary's Monsterverse. At number 3 is Godzilla vs. Kong, and this is the long-awaited clash between the two iconic titans. We knew it was coming when Legendary announced Kong Skull Island. We'll get to that later on the list. It delivered on its promise of spectacle and thrilling monster-on-monster action sequences. It's directed by Adam Wingard. Godzilla and Kong follows the epic confrontation between these two legendary creatures as they battle for supremacy. The film wastes no time in setting up the premise, diving headfirst into the action-packed spectacle that fans have been eagerly anticipating. As a modern reimagining of Toho's classic King Kong vs. Godzilla, the film pays homage to its predecessor while carving out its own identity. However, despite its exhilarating monster battles and dazzling visual effects, Godzilla vs. Kong once again falls short in its handling of the human elements. The human characters serve as little more than bystanders, with their subplots feeling shoehorned and underdeveloped. Visually, though, Godzilla vs. Kong is a feast for the eyes, with stunning CGI effects and breathtaking cinematography that brings the epic battle to life. From the neon-lit streets of Hong Kong to the sprawling landscapes of the Hollow Earth, each environment is rendered with meticulous detail and vibrant colors. Godzilla and Kong are rendered with impressive realism and weight, making every punch, kick, and roar feel impactful. Adam Wingard demonstrates a keen eye for visual storytelling, capturing the scale of the titanic clash with breathtaking skill. The sound design in Godzilla and Kong is suitably epic, with thunderous roars, bone-rattling impacts that enhance the film's sense of scale and intensity. The score composed by Junkie XL complements the action on screen with pulse-pounding rhythms and a soaring score. While the Godzilla and Kong stuff is great and all fleshed out, it's the human characters that leave much to be desired. Most of the human cast are thinly sketched out and one-dimensional, with little to no meaningful development throughout the film. The human villains, in particular, come across as cartoonishly evil and lack any sense of nuance or complexity. While their deaths may provide moments of satisfaction for some of us viewers, they ultimately serve as little more than fodder for the film's larger-than-life spectacle. Godzilla vs. Kong is a visually stunning and an exhilarating blockbuster that delivers on its promise of epic monster mayhem. From the awesome fight scenes to the dazzling special effects, the film is a great use of modern filmmaking technology. But, like I said, it's the lackluster human elements and underdeveloped characters that prevent it from reaching its full potential. Despite these flaws, Godzilla vs. Kong is sure to satisfy us fans of the kaiju genre and provide plenty of thrills and excitement along the way. And then number 2 is my second favorite in this universe, and that's Kong Skull Island, directed by Jordan Vogt Roberts. And I feel that he brought a very pleasing visual style to this film, incorporating vibrant natural colors, visually stunning shots, great camera work by him. It effectively captures the scale of Skull Island and the Iwi tribe that lives there. There were a couple of scenes that I felt could have been written better or played out better with the material, but hey, they moved the plot along, didn't they? Anyway, we have a talented Kong-sized cast, including Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson, John Goodman, John C. Reilly. They all do fine with their characters, and a few are better than some as far as their characters go, but you can blame that on the writing if you want. They were all serviceable for a movie about a giant-ass ape. Speaking of giant-ass apes, Kong Skull Island showcases impressive visual effects, particularly in bringing Kong to life. The other creatures of Skull Island were well designed as well. The integration of the CGI used with Kong and the skull crawlers with the live-action footage allows for breathtaking action sequences, realistic interactions between characters and their CGI characters. After watching it again for this video, I think I liked it a little more than I did the last time I saw it, which was probably close to 2 years ago. The film's sound design complements the film. The thunderous roars of Kong and the other creatures are great, to the atmospheric sounds of Skull Island's jungle. It's all great. And the score by Henry Jackman complements everything that is going on. Action scenes are made more intense, with highlights on some of the smaller dramatic stuff. Kong is one of the most iconic characters in cinematic history, and Kong Skull Island presents a fresh interpretation of the legendary ape. This version of Kong is portrayed as a powerful and formidable protector of Skull Island, rather than a mere monster to be feared. His existence establishes a connection to other iconic monsters like Godzilla, setting the stage for epic showdowns and crossover events in future films. Kong serves as a symbol of nature's immense power and resilience. As the last of his kind, he embodies the balance of nature and the consequences of human interference in the natural world. Overall, Kong Skull Island is a visually stunning and action-packed entry in the Monsterverse, offering a fresh take on the iconic character of Kong, while setting the stage for future adventures and epic showdowns. The film successfully reinvigorates the King Kong franchise for a new generation of audiences, while honoring the character's rich cinematic history. Number 1 is Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and this film reigns supreme because I believe it had the best visuals. They gave us King Ghidorah, Mothra, Rodan, capturing every detail of their majestic and terrifying forms. From the fiery eruptions of Rodan to the luminous glow of Mothra's wings, each creature is rendered with meticulous attention to detail. The roar of Godzilla and the thunderous clashes of the Titans. Sound design in Godzilla King of the Monsters is expertly crafted, immersing us in the destruction on the screen. The score, composed by Beer McCreary, is amazing. It incorporates Big G's original theme, which just gives me goosebumps. While the human characters in Godzilla King of the Monsters may lack in depth, the film succeeds in its portrayal of the monsters themselves. King Ghidorah emerges as a formidable villain, with his three-headed presence instilling fear. Mothra and Rodan, while secondary to Godzilla and Ghidorah, are given moments to shine, each showcasing their unique abilities and personalities. And once again, talking about the human elements, the characters played by Kyle Chandler, Vera Farmiga, Millie Bobby Brown, they're somewhat forgettable once again. 4 films in, like I said, all of the human characters, except for maybe 2 or 3, they just can't seem to get it right. Like I said, who's here for the humans, right? And while those human characters may pale in comparison to these titans, the sheer spectacle of watching these iconic monsters clash makes it a must-see for fans of the genre. With its majestic battles and stunning visuals, Godzilla King of the Monsters is a triumphant entry in Legendary's Monsterverse and reaffirms Godzilla's status as the undisputed King of the Monsters. Thank you, Den Dwellers, for joining me on today's episode of The Movie Den. And as I wrap it up here, I am curious to know which Monsterverse film reigns supreme in your eyes. Be sure to let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to like, share it with your family and friends. And remember, helping a little guy out means a lot. So be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Be sure to hit that notification bell. Be sure to click all to receive future content as soon as it drops. Guys, again, I'm Scott. This has been another episode of The Movie Den. What say you? See you next time. Yeah!